My name is Erlinda Davis. I had moved here in 1968, got married, and had lived in this area for 50 years. We, my husband had lived here for almost 70 years. So it's been a pleasure that I moved in here because at that time we have a lady by the name Hermione Jux. And she was the one who inspired us to, instead of moving out of the area, we need to stay and preserve the neighborhood. And we had to fight with all the speculators who had bought all these homes in really cheap. The reason why they paid such a cheap prices because this future property owners had brought in people who had really didn't care about the neighborhood. The rents were low, and all that. That's all this how did it called? Property owners. That's all they wanted is to get their money from the properties, and they didn't even fix up the area, the homes, and so the homeowners got tired of fighting because we had gang members had moved in, and so we had to fight with that, and we had people who didn't care about their places. They had garbage all around, and that's what gave the homeowners to move out of the area. So they just sold their properties as long as they get out of the area. And like I said, because of Hermione Jacks, she told us to stay and not move out. And also we had a lot of elderly widows that had in the neighborhood, and so we felt as young people to stay and help them, because once we moved out, who's going to help them? They could not afford to move into another area. And when Hermione Jacks told us that the only way we can preserve this neighborhood is to do downzoning. You know, this downzoning, we used to have B3, which is business, and then we had mixed use, which is business and homes. And I live west of 300 West and 500 North, and we have to fight for our curb and gutters. We have to fight for new trees to be planted. We have to fight to replace all the broken sidewalks. And we did not realize that we had that power until Mrs. Jacks told me that you have the power to do it, but you have to go and work. We did not realize that it's going to take us 20, 30, 40 years to get those projects done. Well, we found out we've been able to get CDBG funding. CDBG is what we call Community Development Block Grant, and the government brings $5 million, between $5 and $10 million to the city, and all the different neighborhoods in the city fights for that $10 million, $5 or $10 million, and we all put in the projects we wanted to accomplish, and most of them were curb and gutters, sidewalks, changed all the storm drainage, and get trees planted, and replace sidewalks, and have new lights, street lights. Okay, done?
Library. Talk about the library.
Oh, the library, it took us almost more than 50 years to finally have a public library that belongs to Capitol Hill Neighborhood Council. But it doesn't really belong to us, but we finally were able to convince the city officials that we in this neighborhood, Capitol Hill Neighborhood Council, needs a library that we can call our own, part of our community. And it's been great. We're all just excited, and now we have meetings. We have the school, the Washington and West High has been using this library whenever they have a community gathering or with their students. And so we're just excited for the community, for the accomplishment that this neighborhood council, Capitol Hill Neighborhood Council, has done. In fact, north of the the library, Marmalade Library, we used to have a motel, and that motel was a crime-ridden motel. Finally, after 50 years, we convinced the redevelopment agency to buy out some of these dilapidated buildings in order for us to lift up what do you call this? Those that are pulling our neighborhood down. And like I said, it took 30, 40 years for us to be where we are at this time.
Can you tell me why this is important to you, the warm springs?
Oh, the warm spring. I had talked to a lot of elderlies who are in their late 80s, early 90s. They told me how they had really enjoyed that place. And they're very sad that it hasn't been upgraded. And now we have the Alliance. Remember their names.
It's okay.
Anyway, there is a group right now that's really excited to bring it up to the attention of the community because it is a beautiful building. I mean, I've lived here for 50 years and I think it's been abandoned for almost 10 or more years. And the building is still standing. We had earthquakes in this area and it's still standing. So what does that tell you? That building was built to be used by the community. And right now, I think we're not very happy that a developer is thinking about building behind it. Well, we need that area to have an open space, so that there's no encroachment. If they put the apartments building in there, it feels like they are choking that building, you know? And so we're really excited that there is a group who really cares enough to work on it, and it should give a place for the community, not only our community, but the whole, everyone in the state of Utah. I mean, we all go to Lava Spring, Idaho. We go to Crystal Spring in Huntsville, and why not have one right in front of our doors? I mean, it's just a few blocks from where we're at, from downtown. Anyway, that's how I feel about it. Thank you.
Thank you.